using to give the 5 back blow. Some people hit like this, while some school of thought hits like this. My own, I hit with the heel of the palm and I also slide it. Why? Because I want to create more impact. I'm not going to hit him as hard as I'm supposed to, but I'm giving you a demo here. In real life situation, please hit harder than what I'm doing now. This is like this. Putting this hand like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you can see what I did now. While I'm doing this, I'll be looking at his mouth to see if I will notice when whatever it is that is blocking the airway is falling off. Once I notice that it has fallen off, I don't need to get to 5. Whether it's 1 or 2, I will stop at that point. But sometimes, even after hitting 5 back blow, the person is still choking. In some cases, in most cases, you should be able to dislodge it with 5 back blow. So after 5 back blow, if this man is still choking, I will now come in front of him, ask him to open his mouth. I want to see if whatever it is that is choking him, if it's now within reach. Though I have not succeeded in forcing it out, but I have pushed it to a place I can see with my naked eyes. If I see it with my naked eyes, if I can pull it out, I'll just put my hand inside his mouth and drag it out. We don't swipe, because when you swipe, you might end up forcing it deeper into. But I can use my hand to pull it out. So open your mouth. I can't find anything. Yet this man is still choking. I will now go to the next one. Tap the slide. I will now give him what we refer to as 5 abdominal thrusts. Ask him to open up his legs. Open your legs a bit. Then I will get my own leg in between this way. Form a twist like this. A little bit above his navel. I'm going to hit so hard. If I do it here, this man might throw up. If I do it the way I'm supposed to do it. But I'm not going to hit as hard as I'm supposed to. But watch what I'm going to do now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in real life situation, hit harder than this. Before I even get here, there's every tendency that whatever it is that's blocking the airway will go out. But if it hasn't, even when after giving this, keep on oscillating between the 5 back blow and 5 abdominal thrusts until you hand over to the hospital. Can I get another slide here? I didn't put this one. How many of us know that children, infants also choke? They choke on breast milk, isn't it? Yes. And you see them very, very uneasy. What can you do to help them? The best you can do for an infant is getting this infant, tilting them like this, putting them in your hand like this, tilt them like this. A little bit slowly. Sometimes putting them in this position alone is enough. Force of gravity will force whatever it is that is blocking the airway out. But after placing them like this for a few minutes, the infant is still choking. The next thing you are supposed to do now is to give them still the 5 back blow we gave this young man. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will never get up to 5. I dare say that. Unless it's something solid. If it's just breast milk, highest 1 or 2 or 3, you hear the baby will start crying. Once the baby can cry, that means that whatever it is that is blocking the airway must have been dislodged. At that point, you get your baby back, and of course, everything is okay. For pregnant women, please don't give abdominal thrust. I beg you. Maybe you not go cause miscarriage. But you can give them 5 back blow. You can give them 5 back blow. Any question regarding what I've said so far?
What of disabled people?
How disabled are they? What kind of disability?
Someone that cannot walk.
Okay, you can give them chest thrusts. Okay, if you can't give them 5 back blow or 5 abdominal thrusts, you can give them chest thrusts. Line them on their back, and of course, you hit on their chest. They can help.
Okay, so my confusion is, one experience I had was I saw somebody faint. My mind is, how do we carry this person to where he's going to get help?
That is
Because-
mostly what people think, without
Yeah.
knowing that you can start doing something even before getting that person to the hospital. Even inside the ambulance, we expected to continue doing something until you finally get to the hospital. But most of us is just to get the person inside the car and rush the person to the hospital. Sometimes they die on their way to the hospital because some certain things. Just imagine somebody's airway is not open and you are rushing to the hospital. The hospital may be Gwagwalada specialist hospital. Before you get there, the person will die. So say, continue. Sorry for interrupting you.
So